When we take a closer look, and perhaps a novel one at our dear scientific atheists' insistence on sight and observation is the golden standard for God's existence, we find that the opposite is true, and that more evidence is found supporting the principle that, by hearing and not by sight, is the hidden reality of understanding. Look what science has to say when the details come into view concerning the kingdom of life here on earth.
While both seeing and hearing are crucial, hearing is arguably more fundamental, especially for humans and other mammals, due to its ability to communicate information quickly and from a distance, even when visual input is limited. Hearing also allows us to monitor our environment in ways vision cannot, and it's essential for speech. Here's why hearing is often considered more fundamental. Speed and distance. Sounds travel and reach the brain faster than light, even though light travels faster in space. This allows us to react to sounds from a distance and in a broader area than we can react to visual stimuli. Situational awareness. Hearing helps us be aware of our surroundings and potential dangers or opportunities, even when we are not looking directly at them. Speech and communication. Hearing is the foundation for speech and music, which are fundamental aspects of human culture and social interaction. Hearing development occurs before vision, making it more fundamental. Faith comes by hearing.
Nevertheless, because truth is our objective, what is truth? Can it change? If faith comes by hearing, then how do we know what to place our faith in? Not faith in, if something is true, or if something will happen, but faith that awaits revelation, hope in the evidence of things not seen, hope in the revelation of the truth. Here again we are instructed that faith is not determined by the things that are seen. This is precisely why science insists on showing you magic tricks, math models, and how fancy math is. They want to show you something. But the things which are seen are governed by things which are not seen and that are more fundamental. These things are called principles. Principles don't change, and is how you go about determining whether something is true or false. It must follow a principle. For example, if the weather is 70 degrees, this is not a truth because truth doesn't change. This is a fact. Facts are always subject to change, like the weather is at any given moment, but the truth doesn't change. So then what is the weather if it's 70 degrees? If this is not a truth, but is a fact, then what is a truth? Well, we know that the truth cannot change, thus the truth in this scenario is that the weather is always subject to change. Isn't that amazing? This principle cannot be broken because this is true, which leaves the weather at 70 degrees to be a fact subject to change an hour later. But the principle revealing the truth, which is that the weather is always subject to change. Thus it is that a principle is the prevailing outcome, leaving all other things to be factoids that cannot change the principle, which is the prevailing outcome. The prevailing outcome is determined by the prevailing theme. This is why history is so much more revealing than science can ever be. Science cannot identify a motive, but history can. Guess what history is not? History is not the things which are seen, but the things which I heard. Amazing. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God.
The vast majority of history is comprised of events and things which we have not seen, yet we believe.